So next up, bag G. So what's in here? A large tube, which I think is a antenna tube. I've not seen a long one of those for a long time. Screws, where's my screw tray? Now I've still got some leftover screws and washers from that previous stage. What else? That'll be the receiver box and battery tray, seal for the receiver box. Wow, that battery tray is hefty. That's kind of quite impressive. I'm wondering what the options are for that. I'm going to put this the same way around as on the picture. Always makes things just that tiny bit easier. So the receiver box is for just going on the side, on this side tray. You know, I'm always torn whether to put a receiver box on or not, because I waterproof my receivers anyway. So it's not such a big issue for me. But let's put it on. We'll start it off stock, like we said. Again, be careful of the lengths of your screws here. There's 3x8s and 3x6s. You don't want to be mixing those up. Got quite a nice red rubber seal that's going to go around there. Now I say quite nice. Did I just have it the wrong way around? Yes, I had it the wrong way around. Okay, cool. So if you're dropping that rubber seal in, yeah, it's not symmetrical. We've got the receiver box. We've got the lid for the receiver box. Now that's got a seal all the way around it, great. But then you've got a slot down this side for the wires to come out, and another piece that goes over the end there. But still, if you submerge this in water, you're going to get water that still goes up there and into the receiver box. So I don't see the point of it. What is the point? I mean, it'll keep rain off, but beyond that, it just seems silly. We'll do it. I can't remember the last time I put an aerial through, so that's kind of fun in a retro way. Is this receiver box going to be tall enough? Right, it wants the receiver the other way around, hence the shape on there, so all the servo cables coming out of that side. Well, that's something that's been thought out anyway. But I can't put these on until I've got the servo in place. So that's still a little bit annoying. Never mind, I'll just place them there for now. Hope it stays put and we'll come back to it. Right, we've got this battery mount and battery straps. Seems funny to be putting battery straps on before you even put a servo in place, but oh, these feel like nice battery straps because they've got rubber in there. I think when it says you can change the battery position, it just means that you can either put your straps that way or one across that way. So it's not the battery. Right, so the next step is the steering links, and you've got two different ways of doing these. You actually get two different sets of links, different pairs, so you either use this set, super short, or this set. Now, it says in the book here that we've got the alternative assembly Ackerman link. See page 21 for mounting. And on page 21, we've got a picture of a setup with a Panhard bar. And it says if you use Panhard system link, please remove this piece. Okay, so we remove the fourth link. And remember to remove the 4x16 set screws. So those are the screws that are inside these links. Now, why they're calling it an Ackerman link there and a Panhard link here, I don't know. It's a bit odd. But looking at the different lengths of these, one would assume that they must act differently, very differently. Now, the instructions are telling us to mount this on the outside hole, on the end hole of these hubs. But if we mount on there, look at that toe out, that's ridiculous, it's like 30-degree toe out. So that's clearly not right. Now I'd imagine if you were using this shorter bar, that would be right. So it's a bit of a strange setup, that. But the manual certainly seems to say that you should be using those. Clearly shouldn't. And the photo on the box would suggest that you're using those. That seems to make sense. So I am going to use those holes. And I'm hoping that this steering link is going to be right. But let's see. I've also got another, as I mentioned in a different video, I think we've got the shape of these rod ends completely wrong. But we'll try it. Oh, servo, right. What servo am I going to use? I'm just going to use one that I had lying around. So this is a 9i mod. 9i mod, I don't know how you're supposed to pronounce it. It's one I got from AliExpress. I'll stick a link down below. I have used one on a different rig. Can't remember what it was, but it was nice, it was fast, and it was cheap. So I'm going to give it a go in this. And you do get quite a nice selection of servo horns. Speaking of which, if I get out the servo horn from the servo, now that's a fairly sort of normal, quite long servo horn. And this is the one that comes in the kit. It's huge. It's probably the longest servo horn I've ever seen. It's crazy. Well, that's what we got, so that's what we'll use. Well, that's a pain. So we've got little nuts that need to go on here. This would have been nice to have known before we put the axle on. That's ludicrous. Wow. I'm just going to try and bind the radio, bind the transmitter to the receiver so I can get the steering set up. So I have to admit I was wrong before about the instructions and telling you to put this drag link into the end holes here. I was looking at the wrong picture on the diagram. That was for the steering link. Or is that the wrong way around? I can never think. But what we've had to do, putting this on the far hole, just isn't going to work because it can't move past. Can't move inside that gap. So it's not going to work at all. If we steer that way, it can't get out of the way. It's just not possible. So that is going to enforce a decision to do it the other way. So I'm going to have to remove both of those, change that longer link for the shorter one, and start again. Right, so now it's going to go across the end. It'll be on top. This will be in the middle. We need the super long bolt. Now we've got a steering system that works and makes sense. That's much better. So let's just try that. Turn that on. Turn that on. There's my power switch.